You're listening to the Dave Canning Sports Show. Here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning.
Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go out.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my home away from home. Welcome back to beautiful Walter Panas High School, and most importantly, welcome back to another brand new episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show. I am your host, as always, the voice of Walter Panas Athletics, Dave the Nightmare Canning, and we are here on my beautiful alma mater's campus, Walter Panas High School. I have to thank them for allowing me to do this interview. And like I've said in past episodes, you're so used to just seeing me alone in my basement, so it's good when I get out. It's good when I get to interact with people to make sure that I'm doing something social in this world, doing something productive. And the man sitting to my left, he helped me cement a saying that I love. You never forget your first. And I am one to say that to every Alabama Crimson Tide fan that I can find, because you never forget your first undisputed national champion, and that is my favorite college football team, the Ohio State Buckeyes. And the man to my left, my special guest today, brought this school their very first state championship in volleyball. My guest at this time, please welcome Mr. Joe Felipe. Coach, thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
You are great. Just make sure you speak up for the folks.
Will do.
Thank you. Now you are the head coach here at Walter Panas High School for the girls volleyball team. Now you've made it to Glens Falls before for the state championship. You got so close. You got to the Final Four. 2015, you get to the finals, and then last year you finally get to seal the deal. You finally get through you get over the hump, and you win the first state championship in school history. What was that like making history like that?
I think at the time you're not really thinking too much about the history, but you're thinking about winning the game. The girls and I knew the importance of the game, knew what it meant to the school, but also what it meant to them because they had been there before. And some of those girls were there watching their older sisters in 2012. And to go back and be able to beat the team that had beaten the year before and then make it to the finals and seal the deal in 3 was great. Absolutely.
And what went through your head right away when you get the 25th point, you know, the state championship is yours. What's going through your head as a coach?
You know, just we did it. You know, we accomplished our goal. We ended the season on a win, which only one team in each class gets to do every year, so that's really special. And, you know, I said to the girls, I said, you know, look at this plaque. It's in the shape of New York. I said, you're the best team in this whole state, which is, you know, when you're driving around, it's a big area.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know if I told you this story last year when we had the championship homecoming for you guys, but for those of you who don't know this story, I was at Mohegan Sun. I was there for a basketball tournament that Duke was playing in, and I was at a blackjack table when you guys were playing in the championship. So I was paying attention to the Panas Sports Twitter. Underneath the table, people are starting to accuse me of cheating because I was on a roll and they were about to kick me out. But fortunately, Duke had to go play, and you guys won the state championship right at the same time. So before they could come kick me out of the casino, I was able to know that you won the state championship and got to go see the Duke game. So there's a little side story about my gambling. Not a problem if you're winning.
Yes.
So. Now, you're a young guy. What got you into coaching here at Panas?
Well, I've been coaching volleyball prior to coaching here at Panas. I coached as an assistant for a D3 school for 1 year, and then when I started teaching, I started as a JV coach. When I came to this district, this was the first opening that there was. I was actually assisting Steve Fallover at Lakeland for 1 season. Tara Collin, the former coach, you know, resigned or left, and I filled the vacancy 13 years ago.
Wow, that's a long time to be coaching, especially high school girls. That can't be too stressful on you. You know, pulling out what air you got left. Now, like I said, you're a young guy. How long do you plan to coach for? Can you make a living coaching high school volleyball?
Well, I wouldn't say you can make a living coaching high school volleyball. It's got to be a passion. You know, I make a living as a teacher, and coaching obviously takes up a lot of my time outside of that. And I think to do it right, I know how much time and effort you have to put in. And I guess when the day comes, I don't think I can do everything I need to do, that I need to spend that much more time away in the off season and things like that. I guess I'll know that as the time. Maybe it's when I'm 60-something years old. Maybe it's in 6 years. I don't know.
Now, we know a lot of players, as you know, I being a former tennis player here at Panas, everyone has their own different pregame rituals. Do you as a coach have your own special pregame ritual? Do you have a special meal or drink the night before? Or, you know, what do you got?
Not really. You see me on the sidelines, I'm usually drinking a coffee, which I think
Is coffee. It is coffee.
It is coffee.
I had to buy him one once. It is coffee.
It is indeed coffee, and I don't know. I always say, some people tell me to stay calm on the sidelines, and I say, oh, the coffee keeps me calm because I'm drinking it. And they're like, no, there's caffeine in that. So I don't know. It sounds pretty bad, but I guess before every game I have a small bag of chips because I don't want to be hangry. You know,
There you go.
I need something in my stomach.
There you go. Now that you've won the state title, what's the next goal for you as a coach?
Win a second.
Win a second, third, fourth, not 5, not 6.
Yeah,
I mean, LeBron did that. I mean, he got 2.
Yeah,
he got to 7.
Winning one is obviously very, very special. Winning a second one at any point in time would be fantastic. And obviously, that's where your eyes are set next. But it's really, one game at a time, one match at a time. And our next, we have a tournament on Saturday, and then our next opponent is Somers on Monday. And really, that's kind of where our focus is. And we can't look too far beyond that because we got a lot of great teams in our section. So you gotta focus on that first.
All right. Now we have a segment on here that I call the tough questions. I ask the toughest questions possible that I can legally ask on a free YouTube channel. So I hope you're ready to play our game of the tough questions, where I ask you which is tougher. All right. So, which is tougher, game planning against Diane Swartfager or the field?
Game planning against Diane Swartfager.
She is absolutely, because I can play favorites, so I'm allowed to say you are the greatest coach I've ever seen. She's number 2, hands down, without debate. If you take away my favoritism, maybe I can be swayed. But which is tougher, preparing your team for a game or riding on a bus with them to an away game?
I'm actually gonna say preparing it. They are not a problem on the bus. They actually, most of them are sleeping. I don't personally like being.
That was my pregame ritual, just sleeping, waiting for my turn to play.
I hate being on the bus. I get a little sick sometimes. I'm not big on that, but getting them ready for a game, and I think most of the time keeping them focused on the task at hand is definitely probably harder.
All right, tougher interview, Mike Zacchio or me?
Ooh, I'm gonna go you. You got a camera, so I go with the guy with the camera.
He has the nicer haircut, though. He should be more in front of the camera. There's a free plug for Zacchio. Put Zacchio on TV more, and put me with him because I gave the recommendation. This may be the toughest one. Vivian, Brigitte, Yvette. Who's the best of the Flying Brzezinski sisters?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. I don't know. I guess they're all kind of unique. Vivian got us to our first sectional finals, or was on the team that got to our first sectional finals. Brigitte was on the team to win the first sectional championship, and we went to the state final 4. And Yvette got us to win a state championship. So, as a Dan Marino fan, I always told that Dan Marino can't be the best quarterback because he didn't win the big game. So, I guess based on that theory, I guess Yvette.
And because Yvette is probably going to watch this at some point, and she'll tell you, I can't wait for all 3 of them to just, corner you at some point. That's why we call it the tough questions, folks. And quite possibly the toughest question, because this comes with a compliment at the same time. Now, I told you, or you told me, and I told you at the same time, last year when we had the homecoming championship parade for you guys, you said that the 2016 team is going to go into the Hall of Fame as an entire team, which has never been done before in Panas history. So there's another first for them. I said you personally, during the first state championship, as a coach, will go into the Hall of Fame. Will I go into the Hall of Fame with you guys at one day? I'm not saying on the same time, because I've been trying to petition to be the first ever active member of the Panas Hall of Fame. Coach Kyle Pierce is going into the Hall of Fame soon. Congratulations to Kyle. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? A broadcasting man like myself in the Hall of Fame here at Panas.
I think it would be a first. I don't know. I'd have to check into. I don't know if any high school has ever put a broadcaster in. I think the first step is going to be to get on our payroll.
I mean, technically.
Are you on the payroll?
Side,
on the payroll?
Well, under the table action.
All right. I say if you're
independent contractor.
There we go. If you're on the payroll, I say why not?
I had my polo retired when I played tennis, and we called it retired because I refused to give it back. Now, like 10 years later, I can just say I refuse to give it back to Evangelista. So we just said we retired it. There we go. So that's all the questions I have. I know you're a busy man. You got to get back to coaching and railing in those girls, trying to get that second state championship. I want to thank you for being on this show today. It was not that bad, was it?
No. Thank you for having me. It was actually kind of fun. I think you can ask me more tough questions.
No. How much you weigh? See, there's a question we won't ask him.
Yeah.
We'll save that for another episode. But that is going to be it for this episode of the Dave Canning Sports Show. Reminding you to hit me up on all the platforms of social media, Facebook.com/DaveSeeTheVoice. Go find me on Twitter in 140 characters or less at DaveSeeTheVoice. YouTube right here, the Dave Canning Sports Show. Make sure right below, somewhere in here, clicking that subscribe button, commenting, liking the videos, sharing them with your friends. Tell them all about it. Right here on YouTube, the Dave Canning Sports Show. And as always, I'm your host, Dave the Nightmare Canning, the voice of Walter Panas Athletics, reminding you to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.
Welcome to my house, baby, take control now.